into on this Thirsty Thursday. You already know we decided to hop on top of it with individuals who was the talk of town, just going down the word of the curve, you heard me. Here in Southern California, it is a beautiful day today, but it is hot as fuck. We're in the night, so it is hot. Still hot, probably not a good time to be out and about, right? Probably gonna wait till the sun goes down for people to do that. Because somehow the heat has returned. Let me just set this up. Whoopsie. Whoa. Oh, actually. Now, for those who are curious, I did drop a new video on this channel if you guys want to go scope that out, right? Actually, I think I dropped two. You know, my opinion on the whole Hulk Hogan thing, and then why exactly am I not too much of a fan of Trump, right? What up, Ishi? What's good? Bro Shot Gang up in the house. What's good, Sal? How's your Thursday going? The homie Derek is definitely up in the building. What's good, Loke? The homie Dashboard, what's good? What's cracking lacking? Why you said because I was doing that? Yes, brother. No more hulking up. It's crazy. There's one less support for Trump now in celebrities. I'm actually surprised he hasn't even mentioned that. Normally, you know, he always throws his tweets out there, his rambling tweets. Since he was a big supporter of him, so I would figure that he would have at least, you know, dropped his 2 cents on the matter. Trump did something to the Hulkster. Oh, I forgot that fool was a wrestler too, huh? Didn't he? Wasn't he featured in a match once? Trump versus Vince McMahon? In the Battle of the Hairs? Whoever lost the match had to get their head shaved? Pinches vatos, huh? I think it was a Battle of the Billionaires or some shit like that. Let's go. Where'd you go? Trump and his supporters trying their best to deflate further. I know, I seen that. Even so much that they released the MLK files, and his granddaughter was like, hey, that's pretty good. Now release the Epstein files. You know, that makes him look even worse. The fact that he released the JFK and the MLK files, like how he released them. It's like, oh, so you guys don't need to go to no Senate hearing and through no judges. So you guys have the power to just release them whenever you guys want. Okay, so now release the Epstein ones. Come on. No, don't tell me that you have to go through judges and no. Y'all just release those like if it was nothing. So come on, where they at? They think that this was a power play move to like make them look good, but it just made them like, oh, so you guys could just release them, huh? So where are the Epstein ones? The fact that he's quick to release those, but not the Epstein ones, is kind of suspicious, no? There's nothing in them. Then release them, bro. They're over here talking about Obama and Hillary Clinton, like, damn. And those are some serious scandals. If anything, they should be removed from office. They should be removed from office this minute, right now. Today, they should be removed. Oh, wait, they haven't been in office in like about fucking a few years, huh? They have so much evidence of this. Why aren't they arresting Obama? Oh, this is bullshit. We have all this evidence, but we are not going to arrest him. Okay. Then why even mention it? Hello there. We eat a sandwich, torta de pavo. Thoughts on Monday and whatever his name is. Oh man, that guy, his stories were off the chain though, bro. Off the chain. You know, he confessed to how many murders? I think it was like 500. Oh, that guy was, he was something else, bro. He's like, there's a tattoo that you get for killing 300 people. There's another tattoo you get for killing 200 people. Like, you don't say. And his stories were like, I mean, I know there's people that exaggerate a little bit to the story. No, but this guy, man, this guy took the cake. And how he could tell them with a straight face is beyond me. And I like how, when Vlad was like, telling a story about like a mafioso one, how he just, oh, I know, I was there. He was there for all the impact, the big moments. He just happened to be there. Oh, well, here's the funny thing. I was actually there that night. Of course you were, bro. Of course you were. It would have been strange if you wouldn't have been there. Even for his birth, all the main head honchos were there. That guy's funny. Please, why could you do better, Hulk Hogan or Trump? I said that. Trump really said Obama should be arrested for treason, but his department has. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, they literally have the power to arrest him, but yet nothing's happening. Oh, this is all fake news. If it was fake news, that fool would be suing all these people for fucking, it's like slander, and all this shit, right? And if it was fake news, he would be investigating this shit as a big hoax created by the Democrats. Bro, that fool would have been on that shit. You think that motherfucker wouldn't want to investigate these fools to lock them up? Shit. That fool's dying for that. Hey, if it's a hoax, why don't you go fucking arrest them then? Hey, not only that, but they found all this shit about Obama now, right? But, I mean, this is not the first time Trump was president, right? How come he didn't fucking release all that shit in his first term? And people can't say because he wasn't investigating Obama. Oh, yes, he was. They were investigating this very matter, right? But apparently there was nothing there now. Then, but there is now. Interesting. Interesting timing as well. There was a guy recently who claimed to be the shot caller for the Northerners in prison, but some of his stories also seem like himself look more tough and good. Yeah, it seems that a lot of those individuals like to do that. There was a white guy that was there the last time too who said that, he himself was like, like 10 guys ran up on him and he was like, woo, wow, woo, wow. Like a Bruce Lee movie. Because apparently they just attack you one by one. Like one goes and then he gets beat up and then the other guy goes. Like a movie. When even the most skillful UFC fighters have said, if there's multiple individuals, you're most likely going to get tore up. You're most likely going to get beat up. That's why when they say if you're getting robbed, to just hand them your shit. And this is coming from trained professionals, who just say that the numbers are going to overwhelm you. They just are. There's not a movie, where people just have, unlimited stamina. Even getting all of them people off of you is going to drain your stamina a lot. And worse if they have weapons, right? I think. Hey, anything for the clout, right? The views. You talked to Marvelous from... No. I wasn't... I used to scope out his channel, right? But ever since the, thing came out, I'm just not down with stuff like that, It's not cool, in my personal opinion. I'm a real life ninja. The real Ashita Kim. I don't know. Were you trained by the great Ashita Kim? Or Count Dante? Because only then can you be a true ninja. What's cracking like Mr. Pasa? Stephanie up in the casa. As a matter of fact, like, those guys were probably the original, liars of tough guys, the ones that would throw salsa on their names to boost themselves up. like like George Dillman and Sheeta Kim and Count Dante, and that guy Duke. Bros were even going on TV talk show hosts talking about how they were secret, agents and ninjas and whatnot. But yet they're all live on TV exposing themselves. Like, wait, if no one's supposed to know your identity and you're top secret, and then why are you on live TV talking about this, Mr. Secretive Ninja? Like, it's a good question. I never thought nobody would ask me that. So therefore I don't have an answer. They just look like idiots just right there. I was on IG live yesterday and he said, the allegations are fake and stuff like that. How are they fake if he himself admitted to them, though? See, that's the thing where it's like, they can't be fake if he himself said that they're true, though. Maybe he thought when he had said that people wouldn't see it in a bad way, right? And I don't want to hear, well, you can't tell if the girl is underage. Have you ever had a conversation? The ones that say that, I'm starting to think that they have never had a conversation with a woman before. Or they must not have kids, right? You can see the big difference in behavior, lingo, just overall in general. And even the small talk, like would have got some answers, right? Like, oh, where do you work at? What do you do? You know what I mean? Like when you're interacting with them, right? Unless they just stay silent and they just, went straight to bed, and in that one night it happened. They got pregnant with no dialogue whatsoever. It's just really hard to believe. You still got to get the girl to like you and come over and shit like that, right? So there has to be conversations, and in those conversations you'll be able to tell their true age. Like, damn, man, she is kind of childish or kind of immature. Like, and not only that, but looking young too, right? I mean, a bunch of flags should have been going off. Like, she does look young and she does act childish. Even in her lingo and her vibe. Now, if you're just looking, if you're choosing to ignore all of that, right? Then that's because you're not really, looking for the truth, and you're just trying to satisfy yourself. Passed away. Maybe he's still alive. Well, he wasn't a WWE legend. He was, right? But, he was taken out of the Hall of Fame, so. The WWE removed all their association with him ever since, all those things, all those racist videos that he did, right, came out. How he doesn't like black people or illegals. Or why does his daughter have to hook up with a N? Like, what the hell? That's crazy. Considering the fact that he wrestled with these people and, supposedly some of them were his close friends. He's like, damn it, I really didn't think those videos were going to, ever be released. People probably that have this stuff, right, they get tired of these people's lies, right, that they're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm tired of this fool lying all the time. I'm just going to release what I have on him. Damn. Like, bro, hey, I had these shits, locked away, bro, but, I was never going to release it. But I couldn't just stand it no more, bro. Your lies were just like, I was just done with it already. Like, you couldn't humble yourself. What's the difference between logo and looks? The way it's spelled. and only that. The English and Spanish versions, but essentially meaning the same thing. The way they text too. It's all words with a bunch of emoji. Yeah, facts, bro. Like, you're able to tell when someone's young, bro. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I have a daughter, right? She has a friend. You're able to fucking tell, bro, their age. You are. You are, bro. You just are. They don't have the same dialogue as like other people. And like I said, the only people that get away with lying about their age, right, is because people allow them to, bro, because they don't really want to pay attention to the red flags that they're seeing. What are your thoughts on females who are IG models? What do you mean IG models? Like who are just like models for clothing or stuff like that? Or you mean like the sexual ones? Because if you have to sell your body for money and somehow want respect and want people to see you in a different, not in a negative way, I mean, then you're delusional. You know what I mean? You should respect yourself, because if you don't respect yourself, then how do you expect everybody else to respect you? You know what I mean? Because in this world, you really don't need to do that in order to succeed in life. Yes, that is the easy way and this lazy way, right? Because you really don't want to work hard. But you know, I mean, you have to think about the future as well, right? Like one day you're most likely gonna have kids. You know, you gotta think about how that's gonna affect them too, right? Everyone knowing that the kids in school, everyone knowing that their mom is a fucking naked all over the internet, right? It's probably gonna get made fun of, teased. In fact, there's been a few kids that have gone and talked about this, right? And said how it ruined their life and how it did affect them in a very negative way. But their parents didn't seem to care, or their mothers didn't seem to care or give a fuck. Yeah, and I could see that. Part of the reasons why they chose to go into that, type of career in the first place. They really don't care. Because there is people like that just don't give a fuck. Even whatever's happening with their kids, they don't care if their kids are suffering or whatever. They put themselves before, anybody, including their own kids. It's sad, but it's the reality of things. There's people that will feed themselves before they feed their kids. There's people that go out and eat, bro, and they come home with nothing for the kids, bro. Like, oh, me and your mother went out to eat. You guys go ahead and have some cereal. Like, what? I would never go out and eat somewhere and not bring something to my kids, right? Or not take my kids to begin with. Like, I'll make sure that I bring them home some food and shit like that. Like, how you just gonna be thinking about yourself, bro? And if I don't have the money for it, then I'm not gonna go out and eat. Then what the fuck? Well, I didn't have the money to afford for everybody. Like, bro, then you shouldn't have gone out and eat, bro. And if I only did have a little bit of money, I would have fed them before, I would have starved. You know what I mean? But I'm going to make sure they eat. How am I going to eat them and then have them starve? Man, people are tripping. And every time we go to a party, bro, I make sure I feed my kids first before I sit down and eat. I eat after. I make sure that they're fed first. It's the way it is. Like, but there's some people that are just fucking savages, bro. You know what I mean? They'll cook themselves this big ass meal and shit and tell the kids, "Well, I don't know, make yourself a sandwich or some shit." Like, fuck, if there ain't enough, bro, I'm giving it to my kid. And I'm gonna eat this fucking cereal or the stale crackers. You know what I'm saying? I be tripping out with people. I'm just like, that is fucking crazy. There's times that I'll go to let's say to the fucking store, right? And there's people and they're buying, beer and fucking diapers. They ain't having the money. They'll leave the diapers, but they'll take the beer. I'm just like, fuck, bro. Are you real? Damn, homie. That is fucking crazy. I feel sorry for I must feel sorry for your kids, bro. Like that sucks to have a parent like that. You know what I mean? He's like, diapers or beer? Diapers or beer? Nah, fuck the diapers, man. I'll take the beer. Like, no mames, güey. ¿En serio? Grave. Some vatos are just... It's a trip, bro. What it does. Hey, likewise, my boy. Finally got my health insurance mail today. Application. All right, that's good, bro. Especially with this government that we have right now. Is he loud, mouth? Yeah, he is. Was dirty individual. Jeffrey Dahmer pulled pork. Serio, huh? Jeffrey Dahmer will make them sandwiches? Hulk Hogan's daughter dated a black guy. Yeah, I know. That's when he said what he said, right? He was mad because, she dated a black guy. And I don't know who the fuck was recording the discussion, right? But they got him good, though. That fool was going on a rant about that. America's so... He literally hates his own ethnicity. He's probably the dumbest YouTuber. Nah, I don't have beef with anybody, but individuals are entitled to their opinion. I don't know if they take it as beef or insulting, right? I'm just debating. Like, I'm sharing my opinions, right? I don't know why people get upset, right? Because like I don't get upset when they give their point of view, right? But then they get upset with what I'm saying, and it's a trip, right? Because I'm not even insulting nobody, but because like I see that it happens a lot with the people who are from the right side of things, right? They'll be like, well, if you don't like it, you're always complaining about our president. If you don't like it, then get the fuck out of here. Like, well, when Biden was president, you guys were doing the complaining. Nobody was telling you to get the fuck out of here, right? Right? That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, they want people to do, and behave a certain way, right? But then when the shoe's on the other foot, bro, they want to be crying victim, and it's like, that just doesn't make any sense. Why can't they respect this president? Why can't they do this? But yeah, they want to be insulting Biden and Obama and all of that. You know what I mean? And that's even worse, right? Because then when they come to me about, trying to throw shots at the left, and it's like, I am not a Democrat, bro. I'm not a liberal. I don't care for that side either. Fuck them too, bro. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work on me, bro, because I'm not. I don't belong to a political group. And that catches them off guard because then it's hard for them now to make any type of argument. Because normally they just start insulting the left, hoping that the individuals get a different reaction or change the conversation. But it's like, yeah, fully fuck them too. Oh yeah, well fuck Biden. Yeah, fuck them. Shit, I don't care. We're talking about this now. Or when I was told, stop bringing up the past. That already happened. The past, that's the problem. These people keep bringing up the past. Yeah, they want to bring up the fucking emails and the Obama scandal all over again. Isn't that bringing up the past? That's what I mean. It's very hypocritical for that side and what they do. It's very hard to even debate them. Then they want to go into insults, right? And it's like, it's childish. And it's worse too, like when they try to claim, that they're people of, church or religion or the Bible, right? But they spit all this hatred and, their heart is full of nothing but hatred, right? It's crazy. Imagine God being right here, right? I would figure he would want everyone to get along and not to be dissing each other and, telling people to fuck off and shit like that, right? But according to them now, that this is the way God wants it. Right? Division and hatred. I would figure that the God will say that everyone's, all equal, and these people will be like, nah, America's better. Like, you're telling me God would say that? Yes. He would? Fuck. How do you know? Yeah, bro, no. Because if he wouldn't, you think I would be, praising him? Have you ever listened to Mobb Deep? Oh, my boy! Shit! That's one of my favorite groups right there, bro. Some of my favorite beats are Mobb Deep beats. Hook me up with a job where you at. Kyle, carnal, we're hiring. What are your thoughts on YouTuber beef between guys like Dubs, Gunner versus Watson and Renegade Media? Well, it's all one-sided though, because well, at least from what I was told, that Renegade Media never responds to them, right? And I haven't seen nothing that Wes Watson has done, right? So I don't think he has replied to them either, right? So I guess it's only beef like on their end, right? And you know, when times are rough or the end of the month is coming up, right? That's when the beef videos start to come out, right? Because you know they want to, they want to finish strong in the last month, so that way when their YouTube check comes, it's a little bit fatter, right? So that's why normally when you see videos about individuals insulting other individuals, or they tend to be closer to the end of the month, right? It's like, oh, it's about that time to insult one of these YouTubers. That way they finish strong. Trying to pull in them last bit of views, right, for that Patriot. Serio. Hello, man from Russia. Shout out to Russia. Honestly, I always thought that women who sleep around for free are worse. Those who sell their bodies. At least one of them is making money. They're getting ran for free. Yeah, but then you have to think of it also, there is a reason why women become that way, right? Like, negative behaviors always have a root trace to something, right? Whether it's gambling, whether it's somebody who's abusive towards their significant other, or somebody who's short tempered, or somebody who's a thief or a criminal or a murderer, and display any type of bad behaviors, right? It always has to do with the way they were raised, including women, right? They feel like that's the only way that they could get any form of attention, right? For a man to take them seriously is for them just to sleep with them. They don't know any other way to get their point across. But it's seen, it's praised on men, but it's seen despicable in women though when they do it, which is the crazy part about things. Well, I mean, other men find that something to praise at, right? I never got that, right? Like, oh, I don't care who you slept with, bro, or how many people you slept with. I really, honestly, I just don't give a fuck. I truly don't. I don't see you as some kind of Mac Daddy or pimp or gonna be like, hey, that's right, my boy. Because I truly don't care. I don't want to hear it. It's not hatred or hating on the end. I just truly don't care for that kind of shit. I don't want to hear that kind of shit, bro. I don't care who you slept with. I truly don't. So I don't understand why other individuals give people props like that, or they care for that kind of shit. But then it'd be the same individuals that wondering how come they can't hold the relationship down, right? Or women can't. Why don't women take them seriously? Like, what? Are you being serious right now? I don't like fast food restaurants. Like, oh yeah, it's hey, home cooking, bro, is always gonna hit different. Have you ever been scared of a party you went to getting shot up by ops? No. Now we would keep trucha, right? But as in to be like dwelling on that, nah. Normally, if it happened, it just happened. It is what it is. But that's not something that we were gonna be sweating or nothing like that. As a matter of fact, that's something that just we probably wouldn't even be in our heads, right? Whether because we were on drugs or on alcohol or whatever the fuck, right? But we just weren't dwelling on stuff like that. I actually like listening to Counter point of views. Yeah, same with me. That's why I debate people, right? But it seems that they could never really have a true debate, right? They always have to come with their the insults, right? Like the insults, like, man, fuck you, bro, you broke, and like, what does that have to do with what we're discussing right here, bro? We're over here talking about fucking politics. We're over here talking about fucking astrology, and they're over here bringing up fucking bank accounts and and how they have more money. And it's like, what does that have to do with what we're discussing right here, bro? We're over here talking about what's better, fucking Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles, and you're over here all of a sudden, right? Like, just fucking came out of nowhere. Like, don't get mad, bro. Right? As a matter of fact, if we can't get nowhere, right, then we can, agree to disagree. It's fine, bro. We don't have to finish the discussion with, you having to agree with me or me having to agree with you. We can, respectfully agree to disagree and move on to the next discussion. It's that simple. But people, they just can't have that. Nah, bro, you're wrong. You're wrong. Like, okay. Like, you can believe what you believe. I can believe what I can believe. And it's all gravy. Look, it's cool, bro. It's that easy. No, I refuse to, live like that. People have to see it from my point of view or nothing. Like, oh, well, then go fuck yourself. Go fuck. Bro, I'm never going to get upset just because somebody wants to, like, hey, bro, they're entitled to view it from their point of view. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.